to the Ubisoft Spec Ops Masterclass. It's great having you here with us, everybody who's here in the Ubisoft Lounge, in the Masterclass Theater, everybody watching on Twitch, how you doing out there? And for those of you who are watching online, send in your questions. At the end of tonight's festivities, we're going to do a Q&A with some of the devs with the questions you send in to us. So, Tom Clancy's brand has taken us from the heart of the White House to some of the most exotic locations in the world. Some of the most exciting, iconic missions that have ever been seen in the first-person shooter, other tactical genres. Tonight, we're going to take a look at what 3 of the iconic brands from Tom Clancy's world have to show you next. We're going to do a little bit of Ghost Recon Wildlands. Whoop, come on. We're going to do a little Rainbow Six Siege. Okay, yeah. And we're going to do a little something called The Division. Now, my name is Richard Dansky. I'm your host tonight. I am the central Clancy writer for Ubisoft. I've been working on Tom Clancy's games since 1999. So, I am old. But first game I worked on was Shadow Watch, which I think is older than about half the people in this room. The most recent one I worked on was Tom Clancy's Division. And to talk about that a little bit, we're going to bring up some guys who, they may not be the wolves, but they know where the wolves live. So Julian, Hamish, Manny, why don't you come on up?
Thanks, Rich.
All right. All right. Oh, God. You guys are so excited. It's awesome. Oh, my God. Thank you very, very much for coming tonight. We did a similar thing last year, not having the esteemed company that we have tonight, and so this is absolutely fantastic. But welcome to everyone at home. Welcome to everyone in the room, by the way. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. We are going to show some very, very cool stuff today. Obviously, Underground, we talked a little bit about yesterday in the conference, and we showed a trailer, which we'll get to that very soon. But I am joined by 2 fantastic people, Julian and Manny. Julian, you were here last time.
Yes.
When we did this. But for the people at home who have no idea who you are, please explain this.
So on The Division, I was Associate Creative Director,
Yeah.
and since release, that includes the live stuff and the expansions, I'm the Creative Director. And what that means is that I have a high-level vision of everything that's coming out. And keep in mind that The Division is a massive game. It's being developed over 4 studios, Massive Entertainment in Sweden, Reflections, Red Storm, and Annecy. So there's a central point where we try and craft all of those experiences and make sure there's always something new and fresh. And, you know, when things go wrong, we fix it as soon as possible.
Yes, exactly. Very good answer. Ben, you talked a little bit about Reflections, so that's a very, very good, because we have Manny here. What's up, man?
Hello, how's
How
it
you
going?
doing? Good. Very, very good. So, Reflections. Tell us a bit about why we have you here in particular, and what you do over there at Reflections.
Absolutely. So my name is Manny Diaz. I'm a level design director working on Division. I'm stationed at Ubisoft Reflections, and I guess for Division 1, my remit was missions and open world, and now we're here to talk Underground.
Yes, and it's awesome that we have a level design director here for this, especially because this is a whole new take on, well, I guess it's made your job very different.
Well, yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, we're kind of reinventing the wheel. You know, we're making sure that we offer in-game content for players to come back, and it's refreshed every time.
Nice. All right, we'll get to a bit more details on that very, very soon. But for people who missed the trailer yesterday, I myself was flying here, so I selfishly want to see this whole thing again. But let's take a look at the Underground trailer that, if you missed yesterday, you should feel very, very bad, I think. Shame on you. All right, let's take a look. All right, I know it says it first on Xbox One there, but we have Xbox One and PC on June 28th, and also PS4 is coming...
It's on August 2nd.
August 2nd,
Yes.
All right, just so people, there's no confusion right there. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper with the Underground. Oh my God, I didn't even mean to pun.
The first pun
Thank
of the
you.
night.
I know, sorry. I promise that I really didn't mean to, but, all right, so can you give us a little bit of context, Julian, as to why this whole Underground thing is what we're going to next?
Yeah, we started off Underground with the idea of, okay, what sort of function can this provide for a gamer looking for end-game challenges? But of course, you need a context, you need to set it up. So one thing that Reflections did incredibly well was to set up an inciting mission. So this inciting mission will happen when you reach level 30, and it'll give you a waypoint for a new mission, which is located somewhere in Chelsea, and you have to go there and investigate something, and something terrible happens. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to spoil it, but something really terrible happens, and by exploring a little bit deeper into what happened, you'll discover some clues that'll send you back to the base of operations. And in fact, in the base of operations, you'll unlock a whole new section underneath called the Tactical Operations Center.
All right, cool.
And it's from there that you'll have access to all the underground missions.
Awesome. And we're going to take a very, very in-depth look at that very, very soon. Like I said before, we're going to have live gameplay very, very soon, and that's going to be super cool. But we'll get to that in just a sec. Manny, so there's obviously, we alluded to it before, a technical focus to this whole underground thing that you guys have put together over at Reflections. Can you explain to me a little bit more about how that works?
That's a bit of a challenge. It's,
okay.
In a lot of ways, it's a technical marvel for what we've done. But what I would say is, like, we've crafted environments that are dynamic. We feel that we need to create a space that can be reconfigured, but not sacrifice that core gameplay that we've established on Division.
Sure.
And within those environments, we're toggling a number of variables to mix it up for the player each time.
Okay, so I know it says it kind of in the trailer, you won't have the same experience.
Sorry, one more time?
It says it in the trailer, but we're not going to have the same experience like when you log in. I know I played it a little bit earlier, and it was entirely different.
That's true. And that's because we're toggling elements like objectives, first of all.
Okay.
When you go into an underground operation, you don't know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
You don't know what faction you're going to be fighting against, prop variations, environmental hazards, new gameplay features like a skill jammer and an alarm.
Yeah.
Every time it's different.
Did you see the skill jammer?
Yeah, I saw it. It's kind of that, it's in the trailer as well,
Yep.
but that EMP type effect, it's
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had that as well earlier today. Very, very cool. And I hope, we don't know if in the gameplay it'll happen, but if it does, it'd be cool.
I don't know, fingers crossed, but that's the beauty. We embrace the chaos.
Exactly. So you said there are different variables, right? What are the directives part of this? And again, we'll show this very soon, but we have directives. What are these?
So there's two things we're almost solving. Not solving, but there's two things we're presenting the player.
Okay.
There's the element of the unknown. When you go into the underground, you don't know what you're going to get. But we also want to help those endgame players that want to push them a bit further to have a bit of agency. So they can select things like what we've dubbed directives to modify the gameplay.
Okay.
So for example, there's something called Fog of War. You use their intel token, you purchase that, and suddenly your mini-map is gone. And it's a little bit of a more dangerous journey underground.
It changes things more than I had expected.
Yeah.
Just even the mini-map gone. I was like, oh gosh,
And,
I don't know what to do.
and these directives are stackable. So if you want a real challenge, you'll have 2-3 directives unlocked, selected, and throw yourself into that. And of course, if we're asking you to take that risk, because this is a particularly hardcore mode, if we're asking you to take that risk, then the reward should be commensurate. So why is it hardcore?
Why is it hardcore? Well, we're balancing for players who've completed the game at level 30, but we're not necessarily catering for players that already have a high gear score. So let's say you finish the game, you got the story, you love that, but you need a reason to come back, but maybe you're a little intimidated by some of the other game modes.
Sure.
This is where Underground comes in.
Cool.
So it's hardcore because it's for level 30 afterwards. It's unpredictable. But yeah, let's put it that way.
And if you wipe,
okay.
Things happen.
Yes.
But, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I feel like we could talk about this all night. And there's a lot of people that will be coming after us. But I'd probably prefer to see it in action.
Okay,
I don't
let's
know
do
if you
it.
guys want to see
do
some
it.
gameplay stuff. Maybe some gameplay. All right. That is fantastic. Good job also with the jumping jacks. Well done, Yannick. So right now, for people who are watching at home, we have 3 people playing. Yannick, the other comm dev on the game. We also have Schwifty5, who is here. Yes! And we have Caleb, or Boomslang, who is the mastermind behind Rogue Agent Radio. He also has a YouTube. You should check out Boomslang's YouTube as well. All right, guys. Can we take a look into some of the
I
missions?
think Julian should set the scene right
and
here.
Yeah.
just before we set the scene, if you can rotate it a little bit to show the Splint Cell vanity set,
There's a few sets.
you just missed it.
Oh, there you go. Sam Fisher's hat. Fantastic.
There's Sam Fisher's goggles. As we announced yesterday, there are 3 vanity outfits that are being given to the community with the release of Underground. Ghost Recon,
Yeah.
Rainbow Six, Splint Cell.
Very cool. I'm happy about this.
We heard you liked Clancy, so
Yeah.
you know.
Very
So,
cool.
and to unlock those, all you have to do, log into Ubisoft Club, and they'll be waiting for you as soon as Underground releases.
Nice. All right, let's kick it off. I want to see some action.
So this is the Tactical Operations Center. This is where
Yeah.
you kick off everything. This is a secure area underneath the base of operations.
Okay.
So no civilians, only JTF, only agents.
All right.
And this is where you're going to be collecting all the information that you need to, get a better picture of what's happening, what threats are coming up from the underground.
Awesome.
4 different difficulty levels, including heroic.
That's serious business there. Yannick told me before that he's not super confident in his ability on a console, so I think he's gonna gonna take it pretty easy first time.
But you know, he chose normal.
Yeah,
Recommended
he
gear
did.
score 112.
They shouldn't have any problem with this.
Yes.
To be fair. And I guess we're going directive-less the first time through.
Directive-less the first time.
Yeah. So
Can you talk about the phases a little bit?
Yeah, so if you, there you go, that's the menu right there. So we have different numbers of phase operations. So what that means is if you select one phase, you're gonna have one dungeon to go through. If you select 2, you have 2, 3, you got 3. Now what that means is we're increasing the risk and the reward. As Julian mentioned earlier, if your team wipes, you're kicked out of the dungeon, and all that hard work is for naught. So, again, the choice is yours.
Okay, but you don't have to invest like tokens. I mean, you don't have to invest tokens to like start a mission, right? Like they're tied to directives. How does that all work?
So we have directive intel.
Yeah.
So you don't need directive intel to start an operation.
Okay.
But upon completion, you can get directive intel, which you can apply. Think of it as a token.
Right.
And you spend your token to apply the directives, and then and that would increase the challenge, but also increase the reward. So if you really want to grind and get that end-game loot more quickly, this is your way.
But you are if you wipe, you're completely free to try again. Let's just get back in there and try it out. All right. Cool. That is cool. All right.
So this
Trains
is a
here.
really cool staging area. We have movement, trains in the back. You know, we're really trying to sell the idea that this is a really important operation that requires the elite, in-game agents.
Yeah. Yes. Elite in-game agents. Unfortunately, we have Yannick. Oh no.
I believe in Yannick.
I believe. You can do it, man. No, you're gonna get carried by 55 and Boomslang. You're absolutely fine.
So before we get in, I just want to point out that we're going to look at a world in a state of chaos.
Yeah.
The infrastructure failed in New York, and the underground flooded. The water receded. Now there's sewage everywhere, there's trash. And for us, that feeds into the notion that everything's in conflict, everything's extra dangerous below ground.
All right, so it smells terrible, is what you're saying.
It does, yes.
It's
We
gonna
have
smell
situation.
really bad.
That's unquote.
Okay.
All right,
Keeping in
so-
mind for everyone, we have never seen now what's happening. Like this is not rehearsed or pre-recorded. We're doing this right now, and this could be any type of operation coming
So
in.
what we're looking at here already is a random element. We have critical infrastructure as our objective.
Okay.
We didn't know that going into this.
No.
So already we're having to react to the underground. We're going to have to talk together more as a group and take all those lessons above ground while I'm down below.
Okay.
Jamming device active.
So, can you hear the pulse already?
I was
So-
going to say that heartbeat is stressing me out.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god.
What is that thing that we're hearing? Do you want to
No, go ahead.
Okay,
please.
so we're hearing the skill jammer off in the distance.
So that is the sound of the skill jammer? Okay.
Yeah, and this is a new game feature. It pulses. We have a nice tell with the audio cues. There's actually a visual layer on top of that.
Yeah.
But really what it does is it gives a player, I don't know what happened to it. It seems to have gone away.
Alright.
But really what it does is it disables your skill. So the players have to tactically find it first if they want to increase their chances of success.
And it affects your UI as well, right?
Yeah, there's a bit of a HUD
adds
element
the noise.
kind of overlay as well.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
That's the big part.
Okay.
Very cool.
So your first objective is to eliminate all of these hostiles within this area.
Yeah, so, to get to protect the critical infrastructure, we're going to have to fight our way there. And that's exactly what's happening here. There are roving factions underground. They're plotting attacks above ground, and we're going to have to fight. It's a struggle every step of the way in the underground.
Nice. Hardcore Division fans will also see that Yannick is using a new weapon. I'm not going to go too in depth on that, but that is a completely new weapon. The blind, I think it's a battle rifle, which is it feels completely different. But we're actually going to have some more information coming about new weapons in the game very soon. Today, actually, people were asking me before, is there ever going to be a G36? And gun nerds probably know what that is, but that is happening. All right, so there's a lot of new stuff.
Yep. So they're slowly getting rid of all of the enemies.
Yeah. So, and what we're looking at here is one of the themes we have in Underground. So we see the rail tracks. We want to give you all the kind of dark, claustrophobic, dangerous spaces you would expect underground.
Sure.
But what we can do is play with, really tight spaces, but also open it up a bit, let it breathe. So again, the unpredictable element.
Nice.
So you can see state of chaos. There's trash everywhere. I mean, this is not the underground you knew above. Or
Not at all.
Yeah.
And there's a fair degree of exploration because we've seeded a lot of collectibles that'll expand the lore of the Division within this mode too.
Nice.
So every time it's generated, you have that possibility of falling on a collectible
and
that you've never heard before.
So audio logs.
A lot of audio logs, some visual, but mostly audio logs.
And so for people who are interested in story, those audio logs are going to deepen the lore. They're going to help explain in better detail what's happening underneath, but also what happened above.
All right.
We've also got urbex, which are photographs, which again will reveal an additional layer of what's going on.
Will they touch on characters that we already know and as well, or?
And you'll have to go down
All right,
the ground
okay.
and find out.
Damn it! All right, fine.
So when we get rid of this last enemy, it would be great if we can open up the mega map.
Yeah. All right. Well then.
And a weekly objective.
All right. Oh yeah. It's a different thing.
Can we open up the map?
Yeah. Cool.
Fantastic.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is one of the randomly generated dungeons. This map is going to be different every time you go below. It still functions as it did above ground, but it helps you get your bearings a little bit more in the unpredictable environment.
Okay.
So tell you what, what I would recommend now is that we quit this mission, go back to the Tactical Operations Center, and
Right.
maybe launch something a little bit tougher.
All right. Yeah, guys, I think this is a bit too easy for you. You guys, should we try another one? All right. Okay. All right. Yannick, let's call it there. All right. So I don't know how far we want to push it. We'll once we get back to the operations center, we can figure out where we want to go with that. But I think we should try some directives.
Some directives, absolutely.
Hostiles detected.
All right. I don't know exactly how we can go back, but
So you open up the mega map. And
can you actually go back to the start from the mega map?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yannick, can you take it back to the start? All right. Apparently you can do that from the mega map, so that's cool. You have to wipe? Okay. All right. Watch them die. All right. Sacrifice.
Should be fast.
Well done. All right. So I'm actually going to bring, I think, the audience in on this one, and we're gonna see how crazy we can make this. If you guys are up for it. Okay. All right. That's a wipe. Okay. All right. This is gonna be. Huh? It's on me? Sorry, all right, that's my fault. Yannick blames me for that wipe. Okay. All right, so we have a few directives that we have access to. One of them we don't have access to. So why don't we have access to that specific one?
Right, so as you're progressing in the underground, you're going to rank up.
Okay, so there's a ranking system similar to the Dark Zone?
Yeah, yeah, exactly that, but it's for the underground.
All right.
And as you rank up, you're going to get more directives that you can apply to increase the challenge. You're also going to open up new mission types.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's have a look at this. I think maybe step it up to hard. Do we reckon? People, what do you think? Oh, you don't want to see heroic. It's not going to go well.
Heroics
All
not
right.
going to go well.
It's
so.
not going to go well, but you can see this. All right, put it on. All right, Yannick, put it on heroic. Do it.
love it.
This is going to go terribly, by the way. All right.
Recommended gear score 230.
All right.
He's 211.
Yeah, all right.
Honestly?
No, this is going to be bad. All right, two-phase operation, sure. We're not going to get that far.
What?
All right, and Fog of War, let's do it. That's the mini-map one. So Waste Not, Want Not, that's the ammunition one. Let's
Enemies won't drop ammunition.
Yeah,
so you have to be
manage your ammo.
careful with what you shoot and use those support stations.
Enemies do not drop ammo, and your starting ammo count is reduced. And if you reload and you still have ammo left in that,
You lose it.
You lose
yeah,
it. Yep.
that's gone. All right, that's going to be cool. Mad Skills, what do we have for Mad Skills? It does the cooldowns for your skills.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to this. Yannick, turn them all on. Let's do it. All right. Sure, okay. All right,
So you're
Let's do
comfortable
it.
with this?
this is going to be horrendous. All right, confirm it.
Whatever
Let's
the
go.
players want.
Let's go. And
I can see Martin and Bob
I don't know if you
going.
heard that. Boomslag said that they got this. I can confirm they do not got this. It's 100% do not. I can't wait to see when people actually do have this. That's
Yep.
they're gonna have to get really geared for it. What? All right,
100K
yeah.
toughness?
100K toughness. No, this is not. This is gonna go terribly. But it's gonna be fun to see how much they get one shot. All right. I don't even. Can you even do it? All right, you can. Okay. I wasn't sure I was going to let you in. Okay. I think we can safely say that this is not going to go well. But it does point out the fact that this is highly scalable.
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
if nothing else.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because I know we said before that this is catered towards in-game players, and we did say that there's a lot of hardcore stuff in there.
Yeah.
But there's also the other end of the spectrum as well, and basically everything in between, because you have your 4 difficulty levels, you have all your directives.
Yeah.
It obviously scales between 1 and 4 players, which is
Yep.
really cool.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of our in-game content has been focused around those incursions, which are for groups. I mean, although some people, like I know there's a bunch of people on Twitch, like Breezy Peasy, if you guys have seen him, he does like solo hard modes of stuff, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
But this is probably more catered to that kind of audience.
This is one part of a very large game. We have different game modes. This is one, and they all satisfy a different, game need.
All right, you guys are gonna have to go, pretty carefully into the night. All right. Okay.
So you'll notice that the first room, in fact, is completely different from the last one.
Yes,
This is
that's true.
the tech system, the machine behind the game that's already stitched this together
Yeah.
and is presenting something completely new.
So already we see we have a different objective. We're
Yes.
trying to locate a JTF agent and get that valuable data that they have with them.
Yeah.
And
All
one
right.
thing we're trying to do is really thread a theme throughout these operations.
Oh.
So if it's about defending, you're going to be defending throughout. So yeah.
Okay.
So we
I'm so
haven't
scared.
met anybody
Oh my
yet,
God.
No.
and we're already suffering.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. If they can
You say
eliminate
suffer,
one
say just being
hostile, I will
challenged.
consider this a success. This has been so easy so far. You guys are doing great. Fantastic. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, ow. Ow. Oh, right, they did. Yannick, run. Yannick, just get out of there. All right.
I'm liking this.
Save them. Come on. Live.
Run, Yannick.
Revive your team. No. You can do it. No. Wow. Okay. All right. So surely you guys can see that this really does scale super high. Level 35 shotgunners. If you guys aren't scared of that, you're crazy. All right. All right, that's about all the live gameplay we're going to show you right now, but I know a lot of people have played it here, and it's been really cool seeing people's reactions. No one has tried that, and I think with good reason right now. All right.
Well, it's underground, never the same fight.
Yes, but there are other things coming in this update. All right, it's not just about the underground. I also want to mention that this is going to be another incursion.
Yes.
All right. Yes. All right. Sorry,
So-
that's all the gameplay we're showing today, guys. Yannick, I feel like you should be waving right now. All right, there we go. All right. So new incursion. Can
New
you tell me
incursion.
a little bit about this?
Absolutely.
All
So
right.
we've got Falcon, we've got Clear Skies, and the next one is called Dragon's Nest.
Okay. That
And
sounds
it's-
very ominous.
It's the first one against the Cleaners,
Oh.
who are a lot of people's favorite faction, right?
Favorite or
fight off.
least favorite, depending on how you look at it.
Favorite to fight off against,
Yeah,
I
sure.
guess. And it happens in a bus terminal close to Times Square. It's a very, very famous bus terminal.
Uh-huh. think we know the one.
And your mission will be to go in there and to clean them all out. Because they've been regrouping. They've lost their leader, Joe Farrow.
Yep.
But they're regrouping under 4 new leaders.
Ah.
And these 4 new leaders, super iconic, very tough, and they'll create a different challenge. Each
Okay.
one of them you have to approach in a different way.
But you fight them.
You fight them,
Yes.
absolutely.
All right.
And the final sort of impossible challenge within the incursion is a modified fire truck that spits fire.
Okay. So not a literal dragon, but a metaphorical dragon. Okay.
Absolutely,
All
that's right.
Okay. It would have been crazy if it was like an actual dragon.
Yeah,
It'd be a bit on the nose.
Yes, I think so too. All right. So, I mean, what else are we getting from this incursion? And this update is obviously new gear sets. We saw some of those just before. There's new weapons. There's a bunch of other stuff. I'm really excited for this update. Obviously, again, and I mentioned this before, our community have been very vocal about the game, and that criticism often is very, very helpful to us.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course we read the Ubisoft forums. You push things that you're passionate about too towards the team. We're very attentive to what people are saying.
Exactly. No, it's been super cool. I just want to say to everyone again, thank you very much. We're going to be here for a couple more minutes before we hand it off. Manny, is there anything that you want to say about this update, about working on it? Has there been anything that has rubbed off on you and the team over at Reflections?
Well, I think it speaks to the incredible effort
Yeah.
of all teams working together.
Sure.
I mean, the codev is really what drives the division. You know, we're sharing lessons, we're learning on the fly. I mean, we're taking a game like the Division, which has established encounter guidelines and metrics, and we're saying, you know what, let's mix it up.
Yeah.
And let's provide a meaningful update for those end game users, and actually people who just want a reason to come back in.
Sure.
So it's been a great experience to learn, to come here, talk to people out,
Yeah, exactly.
out here in LA. So it's great experience.
It's been very cool. And the reception's been awesome. I know you've been hanging out with the people that have been playing it, so
Yeah.
congratulations, man.
Oh,
I think
thank you very
guys at
much.
Reflections should be very proud. Okay, we're about ready to hand off. I just want to say again, thank you to everyone. And I think we also need to give a shout out to Yannick, my other half, 55 as well, and Boomslang. That was very brave of them to show that, jacking it up on heroic is very, very brave. It's
Absolutely.
yeah. And again, like you saw, it did not go very, very well. All right, I think we're about ready to hand over.
Okay.
Thank you again, guys, for coming out.
Thank
And
you very
everyone
much
else
for coming out.
For being here. This has been a blast. All right, let's hand it off. All right, we are done. Thanks very much. All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.